RAM is complicated. It could be the most complicated part of your entire computer. That's why today we're going to take a look at the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro, and I'm going to discuss why I really like this RAM kit, but have a few concerns, and if you give me 5 minutes, I'll tell you why. I am TheGrayingTech, a gaming insider, and if you would like to improve your gaming performance, start now by clicking that subscribe button. Starting off with the pros themselves, there's a long list of good reasons why you should look into this RAM kit. When it comes to this particular RAM module kit, you're looking at 3600 megahertz. Now that's the overall speed, and that's actually probably the most important number out of a kit. And you're looking at latency of 18. Now what these two numbers combine to is 10 nanoseconds. This is how long it will take the read of information from the RAM to be accessed. This is the delay, if you will. Those two particular numbers are the most important, the most critical in determining how good of an initial performance a particular RAM kit is going to give you. Now, for those of you who I've already lost, don't worry. Those are good numbers, maybe not the best numbers. Corsair's promising that they are also binning, which is the practice of testing and making sure that each of the chips themselves are performing well before they are selected for this particular product line. Okay, that's the performance side, at least out of the box. You're also looking at a choice between black and white. I chose white in this particular instance, which will be part of the cons that we will be coming to down the road. RGB is a nice overall diffusion. The white itself is a little bit blue, in my opinion. They could have done a slightly better job. They're probably using straight RGB, and the way that they have tuned it makes white just a little bit bluer than the other lights that are out there. Last bit of pro, and this again goes back to these complicated numbers. This unit actually overclocks relatively well. I was able to get 3800 megahertz. Now this is the number that we all want to be the highest. I was also able to get 16 on my cast latency. This brought me down to sub 8 nanoseconds, and the overall timings that I was able to get saw 10 milliseconds being shaved off from stock to what I was able to get in overclocking. This did lead to a 1 frame per second increase in my Borderlands benchmark and slight reduction in the latency that you would see on the display for Borderlands. So just out of the box with a little bit of tuning, this module actually improved my overall frames per second. But as with everything, there are cons. In this particular instance, the iCUE software is required in order to change the color on the module itself. Now, if you're like me, I typically don't like to have a lot of extra software installed because vendors have proven themselves untrustworthy, and they will load on extra services and extra things that are going to be taking up your bandwidth during that time. Now, you can uninstall their software and basically get rid of it. Set the color, get rid of it. But even simply turning it off makes these services still run, so you have to know how to not only find them, but also how to turn them off. The 2x16 version of this also has looser timing, so if you're trying to debate between 4 8GB modules or 2 16GB modules, you might have to pay a little bit more in order to get the tighter timings for the 2x16 version of this. Lastly, in order to get white, you're paying a premium, which to me is completely ludicrous. There is no extra cost to anodizing these parts white. So why do I like them? Well, fit and finish is top notch. I am extremely satisfied with the individual sticks themselves. They all work together extremely well. iCUE software can be annoying, but like I said, you can set it, forget it, and uninstall it if that is your prerogative. This has great overclocking potential with a variety of different settings and variables that can be adjusted, but I just have a hard time justifying the price premium of the white version. So my recommendation would be, yes, If you are looking at this particular piece of RAM, but unless you have to have the white version, maybe steer clear of that particular color. Now, alternatives are out there. You can go, if you are not committed to Corsair, you can take a look at Crucial and take a look at their ballistics line, which actually could save you a little money if you're willing to give up the RGB. Or take a look at the G-Skill line, which is what we're gonna do in the next video right here.